Hey, thanks so much for stopping by. My name's Rochelle over here at Mary Madden, and I wanted to talk to you today about some pumping techniques and how to build your freezer supply with mason jars. So we just had our third baby in October of last year. He'll be 4 months old soon, and this is our third baby, second pregnancy, so second time breastfeeding. And I exclusively breastfeed him. And when we had our twins, I breastfed them for 18 months. And so that was 2 years ago. Um, and so I used these mason jars, they're 4 ounces, to freeze breast milk because I like glass compared to storing things in plastic as much as possible. Obviously, we can't completely get away from plastic, but I like the way these are small. These are 4 ounce mason jars. They're easy to sterilize and they stack really well for the freezer. So I'm going to show you how to store your breast milk in mason jars. Okay, so welcome to my breastfeeding corner. This is a special place for me whenever I breastfeed or I pump. I have my pumping accessories right over here, the wall outlet. I have my breastfeeding pillow, which is back over there. But this is my breastfeeding station. And I have another video on why it is important to have your own special designated space to breastfeed because it's a lot of work and you need a special place to where you and your baby can be calm and you can just focus all your attention on breastfeeding and pumping. As I mentioned before, I am a mom of three, two and under. It's a little crazy right now. Um, so in 2023, we had our twins, and my goal was to exclusively breastfeed. Now, in the first 2 months, um, it was pretty hectic trying to figure out how to breastfeed twins, tandem breastfeed, and my milk supply wasn't coming in as much as I'd like. And so we had to supplement with formula while I was breastfeeding. And then after 2 months, I was able to solely breastfeed the babies, and we didn't have to use formula, which was special for me. And then when they were 6 months old, I still breastfed them, even though I introduced them to solids. And then I continued to breastfeed them until they were 18 months. So when they were around 15 months old, we got pregnant with our third. And so then around 18 months, I felt it was a good time to wean the babies and our twins. And so they stopped breastfeeding at 18 months of age. Another thing that I did during when I was breastfeeding our twins is once they were around 9 months old, I decided I wanted to donate breast milk to Prolacta Bioscience. They have a program called Tiny Treasures, and it's a milk bank for critically ill babies, like in the NICU, that need mother's milk. And it's just a wonderful program, and they compensate you as well. Now, it was a lot of work for me to breastfeed twins, to donate my milk, and I was working part-time in office. So it was a lot going on. I don't know what I was thinking. But let me just show you something that was fun that they sent me in the mail. They sent me a lactation award. It just says, in recognition of 1 year lactation and improving the lives of fragile babies across the globe. So that was a nice little treasure, a nice little thank you memento during my breastfeeding and donation journey with them. So I donated my breast milk from, I think I was accepted in, I think August, because you have to go through a qualification process. So I believe August of 2024 until January of last year, January 2025. So why I mentioned that is because pumping helps to increase your breast milk supply. So it's kind of, your body is going through supply and demand. So If you are needing more milk, so you are, what's the term? If you're pumping, I can't think right now, but if you're pumping milk, then your body is signaled and triggered to think, oh, we need more milk. So your body will help produce more milk that way. So what you can do is pump a few times a day in between breastfeeds. That way your body is just naturally increasing your breast milk supply. Also, water is really important. Now, drinking more water isn't just going to automatically boost your supply, but being dehydrated when you're breastfeeding is not good for you or your baby. So it's important to drink a lot of water during your breastfeeding journey. Then my favorite tip is lactation cookies. I have a recipe I can link in the description box below, but lactation cookies, you would never know that they're lactation cookies. They are amazing. They're essentially oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. And so you can have one or two a day. I sometimes go overboard because I have a sweet tooth and I have like 5. And so you can make lactation cookies. You can also buy them online, Amazon. Breastfeeding, you are extremely hungry. You're burning a lot of calories and you are keeping your little one sustained and well fed. Okay, so I just breastfed my baby, and as I was breastfeeding him, I was wearing a haka on the other side. So I have some milk that's ready to be put into the freezer. And so the first step is I have just some labels that I can label the breast milk. Okay, so what I'm going to do is for the date, I'm going to put today's date. So today is February 2nd, 2026. And then for the time, what I like to do, instead of having the exact time that I pumped, so I pumped at 10:49. So instead of putting 10:49 on the label, I'd like to give myself some extra time because milk does go bad if you have it, let's say, in the fridge or in the freezer. It has about 6 months shelf life. So again, instead of putting 10:49 a.m., what I do is I just round down. So I do 10 a.m. So I always round down, even if it's closer to the following hour. So 10:49 is closest to 11 a.m. I always go down, round down, so that I have extra time, so that it's extra fresh. But I use it up pretty soon, so it's typically not a problem. Okay, so I have my label. I'm going to put it on the jar. Okay. And then I'm going to take the haka and pour it in. And what's nice about these, because they are 4 ounces, it's easy to guess how much milk I collected. So judging by this, I would say it's probably anywhere from 2.5 to 3 ounces of milk. Okay, so now it's ready to go in the freezer with the rest of my milk. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like more videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It would mean so much to me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye now.